Hey you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you from deep inside New York City, more specifically Manhattan, and even more specifically than that, I'm in front of the Times Square Ripley's Odditorium. Check this out. Look at that. We have Robert Ripley on the marquee there in gold, a two-headed calf. Follow me. King Kong and rubber, the Earth and Super Croc. All right, kisses for 5 cents. That's the cheapest I've ever seen kisses for. Oh, it's Sexy Sadie, the bearded lady. Yeah, not too bad. Some of the favorite Ripley's figures are actually built into the architecture here. Cuban Popeye right there, and then the man with the world's largest nose. Looking very dapper, Mr. Wadlow.
Which has sustained over these many years.
There's Tom Thumb's boots. And if you can't tell how tiny they are, look at Bob Lanier's. Now here is Johnny Eck, the King of Freaks, famous for his ability to walk on his arms, as he had no true legs. But here at Ripley's New York, they actually have a very unique Johnny Eck related item. It's a screen door painting. Apparently after retirement from the carnival, he took up painting screen doors. And there's the lizard man right there. It's a full-bodied, six-legged steer. That is impressive. And also up here, the old two-headed guy. And down here at the bottom, we got a couple little freaks. This is a little baby two-headed goat. The world's largest hairball. He barfed up by a cow. And that old two-headed lamb. And this cage was actually used in the movie Jaws. And as you can see, it's got a little person inside. They actually filmed scenes with a tiny shark cage and a little person to make the shark seem bigger. It's my understanding that they actually only shot one scene because the little person immediately quit after being attacked by a shark. And here, underneath the unicorn head man, we have the Ripley's Hall of Fame, if you will. Some of the famous figures, the lighthouse man who kept a candle in a hole in his head, the king with the golden nose, not born with the golden nose, I think he had it added later. Got vampire woman here, the crocodile man, and Grace McDonald, the mule-faced woman, not to be confused with the donkey lady. Blue-faced man, and of course, the Cuban Popeye. Up here on the balcony we got some hanging exhibits. Over here we got this massive crocodile, which allegedly ate 17 people in 2004. Man, buddy, you were hungry. Here is Walter Hudson, the 1,400-pound man, gently rotating on his swing up here above Ripley, so we get a full view of all his glory. He's slowly coming back. Okay, here we go. And look, next to him they have a platter that's completely full of disgusting fast food that I guess he would devour. Apparently Ripley's actually had some charity baseball games they sponsored, and this was one worn by Babe Ruth. Very interesting. These are fertility god statues. Apparently touching them can lead to you accidentally having a baby. Oh gosh, what have I done? This Ripley's does have some very unique presentation. It's a two-headed calf skull. Whoa, what was that?
Over 4 years. Its owner,
this lion just growled at me. But I'm trying to show this four-legged chicken here. Imagine trying to catch him. This lion won't quit growling at me. Here's the skeleton of a calf that had some major problems. I love this little tea party here. Got some ferrets over there, eating some little tiny cakes. Got a little squirrel wearing a tiara. Super classy. Some feet in this fireplace standing on hot coals. Ouch! Oh, ouch. I am getting a little worn out walking around New York. I guess I will sit on this comfy looking couch next to this headhunter and this moose. Hopefully nothing weird will happen. I said hopefully nothing weird will happen. Oh, okay. Nothing weird's gonna happen. Three-faced African hate god. Right here it says do not disturb spirits of respite. Wouldn't hurt to take a little peek at the African hate god, would it? And we got a little statue of Abraham Lincoln made out of tobacco. Have you ever wondered what would happen if you took a styrofoam cup down to the wreckage of the Titanic? I have not either, but look, it gets all crushed and tiny, which is pretty cool. And there's a little piece of coal from the Titanic. Even that little piece of coal couldn't save them from their inevitable fate. You got all these little model ships in here, and you can actually walk over top of them, which is pretty neat. This is a model of Sir Francis Drake taking on the Spanish Armada. How are you doing? Oh, long-necked woman. That always looked painful to me.
Moji's neck and creating the illusion that Moji's neck has.
Ripley used to have this gag where this elderly couple would be taking each other's photo, these two mannequins, so you'd think that you were getting in the way of their photo. And they've replaced them with this younger couple now that pops up in all the Ripleys. You gonna take a photo of me, bud? Guess not. That's his little girlfriend right there. It's an interesting process of preserving the heads of your ancestors. Or your enemies, as seen here. Enemies look more horrifying. Oh boy, everyone's favorite. The torture room. Mongolian diet plan. Apparently they would lock their prisoners here in these boxes and then set a bowl of food just where they couldn't reach them. Just to be total jerks. What's in this box? Hope it doesn't scream. Get me out! Well, they like to do a lot of studies on criminals back in the day and look at their brains to see what made them all criminally. Here's a 200-year-old criminal's head cut in half. So gross you can actually see. Ugh, no, ugh. So genuine electric chair used to kill people. This one is from the Eddyville prison in Kentucky. Used to put down 21 different inmates. You'll see this guy sometimes in Ripley. This is Alpheus. He was an Egyptian philosopher in the 4th century, and he was convicted of treason, and much to his humiliation, he was placed in a bird cage. A man trap, just a big old metal tramp, grab your leg. Ugh. I hate being in the stocks. Rare pickled tourists? Oh my gosh. The horror. Spin me if you dare. Well, you're not going to intimidate me, Mr. Sarcophagus. That wasn't that bad. It's a mummy hand right there. You can actually see he's wearing a ring still. This bald eagle here is actually made out of chicken parts. It looks pretty real, but you don't want to shoot a real bald eagle. That would be bad. Ooh, it's a lock of Lincoln's hair. I'm telling you, people, we need to clone him. It's the bathrooms, and it's pretty funny. Two-headed man and stretch-necked woman. All right, in the bathroom, and this says push here for a surprise. Normally I don't like surprises in bathrooms, but it is a button. It made a fart. That's Wow, this place is educational. Here's a list of famous people that we can clone because we have pieces of all their hair right here. JFK, three pieces of his hair. Some hair from John Dillinger. Here we have some of Elvis Presley's hair. There's a lot of Elvis Presley's hair in there. And then George Washington's hair. You see how it's all gray. It's all gray and white, like just like his was. And finally, Napoleon. Actually, let's skip this. We're not cloning Napoleon. Let's skip Dillinger too. There's a Zoltar. Notice there's not a lot of Pappies in New York. Tightrope simulator, where you can pretend as though you are tightroping over top of New York. Exhilarating. Look at me, I'm King Kong. Space section, we got a big old meteorite. And over here, you can actually stick your hand in this hole and hold a piece of Mars.
Today, Mars is...
As part of their space collection, they have Darth Vader made of garbage. Oh my gosh, this thing is awesome. It's called the Minotaur, made of junk. A monster made of garbage, a modern day Frankenstein, if you will. Look at the contents of this shark's stomach. Apparently sharks just like eating garbage. Look, he ate a walnut cracker somehow. How the heck did he get a hold of that? Now the New York Ripley's is known because it has the largest collection of shrunken heads. Actually, they made a slight change here. Last time I was here, when you stepped in here, all these shrunken heads started rotating and they played like this jungle music. I guess maybe they classed it up a little bit. Let's look at some of these heads. Look, this one is a Caucasian man who had gone into the jungle looking for his own shrunken heads. Sadly, he ended up a shrunken head himself. This one's unique. Look at it, it's got a cut along the scalp. That's not typical. So basically what goes on here, for those of you not familiar with shrunken heads, is the Javaro tribe of South America believed that they could take the heads of their victims and use them to obtain power over their family. So what they would do is they'd remove the skull, fill it with hot sand, and slowly shrink the head. And it was believed that the head was powerful for 1 year, in which they could use to control the victim's family. And then after that it was useless, so they would just sell it off to white explorers who were fascinated. But they actually accidentally created this market for shrunken heads. So all these white explorers wanted their own shrunken heads. They actually became short in demand, and there was actually cases of mortuaries being raided so that they could shrink their heads. A lot of them are also monkey heads as well, passed off as human heads. This is actually believed to be an African slave that was turned into a shrunken head. And if you want like valuable shrunken heads, the most valuable shrunken head to get is the white dude shrunken head, because they're really hard to find. This one here is apparently one of the first ones Robert Ripley personally collected. So yes, anyone who's anyone had to have a shrunken head, including this one, belonged to Andy Warhol of all people. You know, this whole thing is really pretty dark. Look at this, you can shrink your own head. Alright, we gotta take the photo here. Alright, there I am. Next, we got what are we doing? What happened? Oh no. Ugh. I look all shriveled and gross. Which shrunken head looks best on me? Or what shrunken head do I look best being? We can give it some hair. Alright, we'll go with that. Oh, we can add some lip ornaments and a flower. Oh, that's nice. There I am. Jacob the Shrunken Head. So there you have it. Ripley's, believe it or not, here in Manhattan. very nice presentation to that Ripley's. And if you love shrunken heads, that is the #1 Ripley's for you. Anyways, appreciate you guys coming along. Please check down in the description. You can see all the different Ripley's I've been, as well as other locations, and make suggestions on locations that I should check out in the future. Also, if you'd like to make a contribution to the channel, there's a t-shirt shop down below, as well as a Patreon. And donate at least $3 a month. I will send you monthly postcards. But for now, this one's in the bag.